Hello and welcome to this session, which will take you through the new features delivered in Cumulocity IoT the second quarter of 2024. My name is Anne Pilatus-Keller and I work in Cumulocity IoT ecosystem. The product managers are presenting the latest features and updates, which include a comprehensive set of improvements across several key areas. First, we have enhancement in streaming analytics, improving real-time data processing capabilities. Next, there are updates to application enablement, which provides improved alarm management and dashboard redesign and improvements. The third area of focus is platform services, strengthening the core infrastructure by improved security management and adding messaging service limits. But that's not all. We also made enhancements in the usage statistics applications.
Hi, my name is Rob Jones. I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about what's new in streaming analytics in the second quarter of 2024. So let's get started. First of all, let's talk about the streaming analytics app itself in Cumulocity. Well, a few small changes with a focus on usability. First of all, you can now access your bookmarks from the user menu in the streaming analytics app. So when you click on the user menu, which is in the top right hand corner, halfway down the menu you'll see the bookmark section where you can see your Cumulocity bookmarks for that you've already created, or you can add your new ones which are specific to the streaming analytics app. A nice thing you can do is to create bookmarks to your favorite models or EPL apps, and then they're there for you to click on with a single click and go straight to that model. Version numbers are now moved to the platform details file that you can download. Previously, the version numbers for the apps, the streaming analytics apps, were displayed at the bottom of the main canvas. Most people didn't need to know or to see this version information, so to simplify the UI, we've moved that version information from the UI into the file that's downloaded when you click the download platform details button. And when you're working with Analytics Builder in read-only mode, for example, when a model is active, then only the valid toolbar buttons are displayed. So again, this is to simplify the UI to make sure you're not trying to click on buttons that are not valid when the model's read-only, and to simplify what you see. For Cumulocity EPL developers, we've got some improvements. First of all, you can now use the Cumulocity Notifications 2.0 API from within your Aparma EPL project. So you can add a new bundle, which is the Cumulocity Notifications 2.0 bundle, and that allows you to receive notifications using the new Cumulocity Notifications 2.0 mechanism. The old mechanism, which was based on long polling, was not as reliable or as scalable, and that mechanism has been marked as deprecated. So it's not removed yet, but the plan is to remove it in the future. Then we've got support for projects that do not require receiving Cumulocity notifications. So you can now add a Cumulocity REST support connectivity bundle, and that just gives you the libraries necessary to use REST calls from within your Aparma project without receiving all the notifications from Cumulocity. So this allows you to keep your projects more focused, a little bit simpler, and not use components that are unnecessary. When you're using the Cumulocity IoT transport, we've now added some monitoring metrics or some additional monitoring metrics so you can track what's going on a bit better. So for example, there's now a received alarms events past count, which can be used to monitor the number of past alarm events that have been received inside the transport for Cumulocity for your project. And a couple of small EPL enhancements when you're working with Cumulocity. The managed object event now makes it easier to work with the Cumulocity position objects. So there's an action on there, for example, which produces a Cumulocity position object directly from the managed object structure that you've received. Previously, you had to construct that Cumulocity position object yourself, and there was no great need to implement that logic in every project you were using. Then we've got the final improvement on this slide, which is the isCreate and isUpdate actions for the alarm event managed object and operation events no longer throw exceptions, and the idea here is for them to raise to return a false if there's been a problem, rather than raising exceptions, because exceptions can terminate the current EPL app. So to improve robustness, these actions now return a false rather than throwing an exception. So if you don't catch exceptions in your EPL app, then the EPL app will no longer terminate, and that's a good thing from a robustness perspective. And then finally, for regular Apama developers, whether you're using Apama on its own or whether you're using Apama with Cumulocity, we've got the following changes. The installer no longer uses the Software AG installer. The Apama is now distributed via zip files and tar files, and that really simplifies the distribution and installation. Everything's there in a zip file without having to go through a specific installer. The IDE previously was based on Software AG Designer, which was a Software AG branded version of Eclipse. Well, now Apama uses a regular Eclipse and installs a plugin with Apama specific logic, so you can do development for your Apama projects within a regular Eclipse rather than Software AG Designer. The images on Docker Hub for Apama have now been moved from UBI 8 minimal to Red Hat UBI 9 minimal, and the old ones are now deprecated. So that keeps the images on Docker Hub up to date with the latest platforms, the latest support, and incorporating the latest security fixes. If you use the HTTP client, or the transport, I should say, from your projects, then you can now make use of digest authentication when authenticating your HTTP requests. And that's been done to improve the security options available to you. And then finally, one small set of EPL enhancements around comparing and manipulating date times. So we've made it easier to work with the date times that can be used in the platform. And one of the examples is that there's now a new action to get raw offset, which gets the base offset in seconds from where you are, regardless of whether the daylight savings are applied or not. So when you're comparing date times, you don't need to think about maybe the time zone or whether daylight savings have been applied. Just use these new methods, and it makes it just a bit easier to work with date times. And that is it from Streaming Analytics for this quarter. Thanks for listening.
Hi everyone, I am Rahul Talreja, Product Manager for IoT Applications, and in this video I'll be covering what's new in Application Enablement in Cumulocity IoT 2024 Q2 release. In this section, let's explore the exciting enhancement we have done to the alarm views. Besides migrating it to the Angular, we have completely revamped several aspects of it. Let's go through it together. Previously, the alarm tab was divided into 4 sections based on the alarm severity. Now, we have consolidated all alarms into a single list with filtering capabilities. This further simplifies monitoring of the alarms and makes it easier to find specific alarms. We have now also added a dedicated details section that provides comprehensive information about each alarm and helps you to make informed decisions. You can now also share critical alarms via unique links. This improves collaboration within teams. Apart from this, we are also introducing auto refresh functionality. This now allows user to adjust the refresh as needed. We are confident that these enhancements will help you to manage your alarms more efficiently. With the enhancement in the alarm views, we have also consolidated the functionalities of all previous alarm widgets like all critical alarm, recent alarms into a single unified alarm list widget for a streamlined interface. Let's try this out. Now when you try to add alarm widget, you'll only notice one single alarm list widget. You can notice now we have also added sorting capabilities into the alarm widget. You can now sort by date in both ascending and descending order. We have also added an option to enable or disable display of alarms from child devices. You can now add multiple alarm types just like in the previous widget. We have added an auto refresh functionality to allow you to adjust the refresh rate as needed. Apart from this, we have also improved the navigation. Now, when you click on alarm, it now takes you directly to the detailed view where you can see more details about alarm. Additionally, I would like to share that the transition from the existing widget to the new alarm list widget would be smooth. The existing configurations will remain unchanged, ensuring a seamless update experience for our users. With this release, we have also redesigned the dashboard layout, implementing various visual and functional enhancements with simplified dashboard creation and management. Let's explore them together. Now, in the new dashboard creation layout, we will be able to see a prominent option to apply the dashboard as a template for all devices of the same type, making it easy to deploy hundreds of dashboards in a click. We also improved the editing interface. A clearer edit mode now replaces the previous lock unlock feature. The edit mode now also allows you to undo or redo any action, which now allows you for a flexible adjustments which make editing much easier. And another great enhancement is versioning history. You can now track changes of the edits made to a dashboard and easily also restore the previous dashboards in a click. With this new release, we are also introducing a new feature called Dashboard Manager. Previously, managing dashboard template for specific device type was slightly confusing, and now Dashboard Manager simplifies this. Let's take a look at it. The Dashboard Manager can be accessed via navigation entry in the cockpit configuration. It displays a list of all dashboard templates linked to a specific type and shows the number of assets linked to each template. With a single click, you can check the list of assets linked to a template and very easily navigate to any instance for further editing. Here, you will also notice a visual cue on the template dashboard, helping you to differentiate them from regular dashboards. You can also duplicate a template dashboard to create a single duplicate instance. This greatly simplifies the process of managing dashboard templates linked to a specific device type. Starting this year, we have adopted semantic versioning for the Web SDK. This will help us to provide clear communication about updates impact and help us to improve your application stability. In addition to this, following the Angular update to version 16 this year, we also transitioned to the NG CLI, the default Angular CLI for building custom web applications. The custom CLI tool C8Y CLI will no longer be supported, necessitating a migration to NG CLI for all the existing custom web applications. You can scan the QR code at the bottom of the screen to check the step-by-step guide. This change aligns with industry standards, simplifying the development process and improving the compatibility. In addition to these updates, we have also introduced several minor enhancements based on customer interviews and feedback from our feedback portal. For example, to make it easier for users to try modeling, we have added new asset model samples to the Digital Twin Manager. Apart from this, other enhancements also have been made to Digital Twin Manager, including the implementation of drag and drop functionality for ordering of key value pairs in the complex properties. To access the complete list of changes, please scan the QR code to view the changelog. These changelog detail new feature, bug fixes and other improvements. If you'd like to share any suggestions or idea, you can scan the below QR code or directly access the mentioned URL to submit them. We would be very happy to review your feedback and provide our response. Additionally, in the previous section, I also included my contact information in case you'd like to directly get in touch with the product management team. I would like to thank you for watching this video till the end. I really appreciate your time and attention.
Good afternoon and welcome to What's New in Platform Services for Cumulocity IoT in the second quarter of 2024. So the first thing I'd like to touch on is security. You will remember from Q1 that changed the ability for the administrator to set user passwords. This has now been extended for device use passwords as well. It reduces the attack vector should an administrator account be compromised, meaning that they can't change the device password, so therefore devices won't be stopped from connecting to the platform. If your device password gets lost or compromised, you need to re-register the device. The next thing I'd like to touch on is around the messaging service. This is relatively new to the platform, and up until now we haven't imposed any limits on the underlying infrastructure it uses. What we would now like to do is do that. We have analysed the use of the messaging service by the Notification v2 API as well as the data broker, and have imposed some limits to actually make sure that tenants don't get into trouble with either a badly behaved consumer or indeed publisher. So, time to live. This is the amount of time that we will keep a message on the backlog without it being consumed. The messaging service is for asynchronous exchange of data, so it's not intended to keep data for a very long time. So 36 hours is plenty of time for your consumers to all be able to get the data, get the messages, acknowledge the messages, and for that data to be removed from your topics. The message backlog was set at 2 gigabytes, and that was quite a lot of data to allow. And so what we've actually done is drastically reduce that to 25 megabytes and 50 megabytes in the case of the data broker. So to give you some idea, if you've got an average size or message size of 200 bytes, each notification v2 subscription will be able to retain approximately 130,000 unacknowledged messages on its backlog. And similarly, for each microservice-based data broker connector, you'll be able to retain approximately 260,000 messages. So we believe that these are entirely appropriate. We will be keeping an eye on it, and if you feel that any of these limits are not suitable for your tenant, please do get in touch with us via global support. That concludes the updates for the platform services for Q2 of 2024. Thank you very much.
Hey everyone, this is Tal, and we're going to be discussing what's new from the SaaS Enablement team for Q2 2024. It's a short update. So really the only thing we have to discuss are some enhancements to the usage statistics application. There are 3 main ones and then a lot of smaller text changes that we did. The first one is there's a new welcome message if no device thresholds have been defined. Previously it would just be this big text that says no thresholds, and the user didn't really understand what they were supposed to do. Now there's this friendly little guy that then instructs you to go set some thresholds if you would like. The second big change that we implemented is the totals for devices and total MEAs, right? This is based on some feedback that customers didn't want to have to add all these numbers up. They just wanted to get it at a glance see the total number. The list of subscribed applications is now available as a searchable list. Previously, it was just this text bubbles that was kind of hard to read. It was kind of hard to search. So now it's available as a list in alphabetical order. There were some other minor text updates, just improving the readability of the usage statistics app, and this app, version 0.1.22, is now available via the blueprints function of Cumulocity. So in the administration application, if you already have the usage statistics app deployed, you can go ahead and expect an update to be available, or if you don't have it yet, you can navigate to the applications and then extensions and download it directly. That's about it for this quarter from the SaaS Enablement team. Thanks so much.